You're watching News 19 Saturday morning.
Here's a live look of Lake Murray right now. Although the skies are clear and it looks beautiful, we might be expecting some rain later. But what do we expect for the weekend? Good morning and thank you so much for joining us for News 19 Saturday morning. I'm Sonia Gutierrez. Let's send things right off to meteorologist Christine Gallagher. What's the plan for the rest of the weekend, Christine?
Well, we're going to start off with those scattered showers and storms, but then things are going to improve as we finish off our weekend. Here's where we start out. This morning, we've seen some isolated to scattered shower activity that's moved through rather quickly through the Columbia area into Richland County, further on east and stretching northeast here through Florence County and Dillon. I'm going to get a little bit closer here so you can see some of these isolated showers and storms. A lot of these in southern Sumter County and then stretching south from there. Sumter, you've seen that isolated activity, and some of these have had some heavy downpours in some of these cells. We've seen a little bit of lightning, but really not a whole lot of lightning with some of these cells throughout the morning areas. Here you go. Just south of Eastover, we've got this. This has got some heavy rain in it, but right now we're not detecting any lightning. Again, going into Sumter County and then just northeast of Manning, some of this stretching a little bit towards Orangeburg as well. We're seeing that isolated activity. Again, it's moving rather quickly, but we are seeing some possibility of some heavy downpours of rain. This is where we're picking up the lightning just right here north of Lake City and then off to the north of there in Mullins. I'm going to also go back towards the Columbia, Lexington area, and while we are seeing that mixture of sun and clouds over much of Lake Murray, we are also seeing some light isolated shower activity, all of this associated with a frontal boundary, and this frontal boundary is what we're going to be dealing with for today, but it's going to move through really quickly and it's going to change our forecast as we head into tomorrow. So taking a look across the southeast, you can see how things clear out nicely. Again, frontal boundary stretching right through parts of South Carolina and all the way back into Georgia, Alabama, and other parts of the southeast. All of this continuing to move east with the moisture, but behind it, drier air, and you're going to notice a difference over the next couple of days. As this front moves through, it's going to spark off those showers and storms, but the drier air mass behind it is really going to feel nice and pleasant as we finish off our weekend and we go into the beginning of our work week. You're going to notice that it's not going to feel quite as humid, quite as muggy once this frontal boundary does push on through. The temperatures are also going to come down a few notches too. You're going to notice that difference considering we're going into the beginning of August and it's not going to feel quite so oppressive. Here you go. Temperatures for today will be in the low 90s, 93 degrees today in Sumter, 92 in Bishopville, 92 in Columbia, 91 in Lexington. Temperatures for tonight will be in the low 70s, but as we head into the next several nights, we're looking at temperatures falling back into the 60s. Again, it's going to feel really nice and pleasant. Keep in mind that 50% chance of scattered shower and storm activity into the early afternoon hours, but this will clear out quickly. That's going to give way to clear skies, and then we're going to have a really nice end of the weekend and beginning of the work week with a high of 87 for our Sunday and a high of 89 for our Monday, but clear skies through much of next week until the moisture returns at the end of next week and possibly the beginning of next weekend. That's a look at your 7-day outlook. Now back to you, Sonia.
Thank you so much, Christine. The shooting deaths of 2 adults still remain a mystery this morning following the incident that happened on Columbia's Park Lane Road. The new details that have been released were the names of the victims. They're identified as 40-year-old Aaron Collins and his 46-year-old wife, Sydney Collins. While motive for the shooting deaths hasn't been announced, friends of the victims are speaking out about their loss. News 19's Lauren Thomas reports.
Somebody sent me a picture and it was just, I couldn't believe it, that it was them.
46-year-old Cindy McMillan Collins and her husband, 40-year-old Aaron Collins, known as AC, were shot and killed along Park Lane Road at the Claudia Drive intersection on Thursday night. The Richland County coroner says they both died of gunshot wounds to the upper body. Those at nearby businesses say they saw the scene before emergency crews showed up.
I'm calling 911. JD looked up at me and said, "Cal, she dead." And sure enough, she was dead.
Tracy Brown, who is friends with the couple and took photos of them and their motorcycles a couple years ago, says he was shocked to hear the news of their deaths.
I actually saw a live video report that the crew was filming here, and you know, when you see stuff like that, you're not expecting it to be somebody that you actually know.
Beth Eskridge says she's known Sydney since elementary school.
She's always been one of those bright lights that her smile truly lit up the room.
Known for their love of bikes, Brown says they will truly be missed in the motorcycle community.
You can't really say anything bad about them because that's not, who they were, and that's not the people that I knew.
This was not something that ever should have happened. It shouldn't happen to anyone, but it shouldn't have happened to them.
In Columbia, Lauren Thomas, News 19, WLTX.
The Richland County Sheriff's Department is investigating the shooting deaths. If you believe you have any information, call Crime Stoppers at 1-888-CRIME-SC. In York County, an inmate is back in custody this morning after a brief escape Friday night. 38-year-old Michael Allman went missing around 7 last night after he walked away from a pre-release work site. He's serving a 10-year sentence for burglary and was eligible for parole in May of 2018, but not anymore. Allman was captured about an hour after his escape by Rock Hill Police. And in Clarion County, deputies are asking for help locating a woman suspected of burglary. She's 26-year-old Jessica Helms. Helms may be in a dark-colored Ford SUV or pickup truck. If you know where she is, call Crime Stoppers. That number is Crime 888-CRIME-SC. Another candidate has now thrown their hat into the ring to run for South Carolina's governor. Lieutenant Governor Kevin Bryant announced Friday that he would be seeking the GOP nomination in 2018. Nicole Ford brings us the latest in the announcement from the upstate.
Our campaign to be the next governor of South Carolina.
A campaign announcement in the upstate. Current Lieutenant Governor Kevin Bryant says he is not running to the right, but that he is the right.
I believe that's the type of leadership that I would like to offer to South Carolina. Get the people engaged, get them involved, and the legislature, when they communicate with their constituents, we can see some reforms that I'm talking about.
Bryant is the fourth candidate to announce his bid for the Republican nomination. His competition includes former Lieutenant Governor Yancey McGill, former State Labor and Environmental Director Catherine Templeton, and current Governor Henry McMaster. Political expert David Waters says despite having a sitting governor in the race, there isn't really an incumbent to beat because McMaster was never elected.
He got the governor's office after Nikki Haley left, and so this, in a sense, is sort of his first statewide re-election, and he didn't win a previous term.
So Waters says this race is a pretty fair fight, but it gets more interesting because the top three contenders are strong in a different geographic region. Bryant is an upstate native. McMaster has spent countless years as a figure in the Midlands, and Templeton has strong ties to the Low Country.
Geography still matters in South Carolina, and you have to be able to be popular outside of your base for some reason. And certainly if you had a running mate from that area, that would really help.
There's also something new for the 2018 race. Both the governor and lieutenant governor will be running on the same ticket rather than separate races. Water tells me that this is an advantage for the candidates because they have the opportunity to pick a running mate from a different geographic location in a race divided by regions. In Anderson County, Nicole Ford.
Bryant volunteered to step into the lieutenant governor role when Henry McMaster took over for Nikki Haley earlier this year. And around the world, just hours after North Korea conducted a missile launch on Friday, the U.S. and South Korea militaries held a joint military exercise. It came as a response to the North's firing of a ballistic missile into the Sea of Japan. The drill also tested the military's anti-missile system. Officers stationed in the Korean Peninsula say the drills kept them up to par.
Our alliance readiness and ability to fight together when called upon to is achieved through frequent, realistic, combined training like today's activities.
U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson said in a statement on Friday that he is calling on Russia and China to help curb North Korea's threat. And Mick Jagger is out with two men's songs he calls urgent responses to the current political climate in the United Kingdom. One song is titled Gotta Get a Grip. and the other, England Lost. Jagger says he started writing the songs in April and wanted to release the music as quickly as possible, so the message didn't get lost. And happening today, it's a busy day here in the Midlands, and if you're looking for something to do, you can check out the Survival and Green Living Expo at the State Fairgrounds. That's where we find News 19's Lana Harris. Lana, how's the scene out there?
Sonia, I'm thinking that I need to shake as many hands as possible, because if there's ever a catastrophe that happens, these are the people who I need to go to. I'm saying there are crossbows here, tasers going off, knives, just all types of stuff. But you might hear Survival Expo and think Doomsday Preppers, but that's not exactly what this is. So I've got Joe Fisher here, and he's going to tell us a bit more about the event. So tell us what all we can expect to see here today.
Well, you brought up Doomsday Preppers, and if you're a Doomsday prepping person, we have those advanced skill sets also. But we have the skill sets and the knowledge that may bring it around to the novice level. So if you're looking for something of a weather emergency, or if you're on your way home and want to build a car care kit, or if you want to have just a bug out bag, or if you want to have a full, underground bunker set up for the zombie apocalypse, so you can come here and we can get all the different types of knowledge and thoughts and everything, and then apply what you want to your lifestyle. And what's that going to mean? That means a comfort level. Getting a better comfort level is going to give you a more comfortable life, and that's what it is. Knowledge will equal that.
Okay, so a little something here for everybody on the spectrum of how prepared they want to be. Okay, so then tell me what kind of people this kind of attracts. I'm seeing families, kids, men, women, older people, younger people.
It's from the single guy that wants to live in a bunker all the way to the family, because the family issue, with the children and everything. A lot of people want to protect their children. A lot of people want to make sure that they're safe, and we actually cater to kids and that stuff here too, to teach them the different safety items and that stuff. If you ask and everything, people are great to work with, everybody around here, all the way up to how to build a bunker and everything. So it attracts a lot of different people. And as I said, if you're looking for weather emergencies or anything like that, it gives you that advantage to learn a little bit more and to build your preparations. We have everything, as you said, from water to first aid to fire to just your packs to all the essentials that you're going to need here.
Okay, well, thank you so much for talking to us, and this is going to happen all day today until tomorrow, so you have plenty of time to get out here. And again, it's just about learning and being prepared. Sonia?
Lana, I've got my brother-in-law sitting here in the studio with me, and he says that sounds like a dream. All right, well, today, Select Health of South Carolina will be holding its back-to-school event. It's called the Jumpstart Back to School program. There will be health screenings, activities, and backpacks full of school supplies for no charge. It's happening at the First Choice Community Center on Broad River Road in Columbia. There is still some time to catch the event. It ends at noon. Also happening today, Palmetto Place will be holding a seminar on homelessness in the Midlands. The organization will be teaming up with other nonprofits to talk about the rate of youth homelessness in Columbia. It will be at Soda City on Main Street in Columbia. It's running until 1 this afternoon. At the State House, there will be a rally for peace today. Organizers say the goal is the rally is to promote understanding between the younger and older generations. It will start at about 3:30 this afternoon in the north ground of the State House. There will be a table for police officers to meet with members of the community. A Richland County K-9 deputy had a close call when emergency surgery saved his life a couple weeks ago. This weekend is your chance to help raise money for the special K-9 unit and all the care the dogs require. It's the 7th annual Guardians of the Night K-9 5K Run Walk. It's going on tonight at about 10 p.m. the village of Sand Hills. The actual race begins at the Plex. The entry fee is just $25. Mini Arco's partner, Lieutenant Kevin Hoover, Arco is doing much better since surgery and recovering well. Straight ahead on News 19 Saturday morning, with the eclipse quickly creeping up on us, WLTX is looking to celebrate with you in style. When we come back, we'll tell you about the eclipse event you don't want to miss. Plus, it was a big week in sports here in the Midlands. Coming up, we take a look at some of the biggest headlines, and It's going to be hot out there today, but how does the forecast look for the rest of the weekend? Straight ahead, we'll tell you. Meteorologist Christine Gallagher will take a look.